Bonjour.
Guten Tag, Benjamin. I have to say, you're lucky. You're very lucky that today was laundry day. Otherwise, I would have been wearing a different shirt, which you have seen already. It is red in color and it has the 3 lions.
I don't want to talk about it. It did not happen.
I do.
If
This
we don't
is
talk
the
about
platform.
it did not happen.
We have not talked about it all week. I have been waiting to get you on the live show now. I'll be humble and magnanimous, and that what nonsense was a fantastic win.
But United news signed Sancho, huh?
Big one, long expected. Okay, for those new to our show, I'm an England supporter. Benjamin, my dear friend here, shocker, surprises, supports Germany. And if you haven't been following the Euros, England had a big win. We'll take that one. And what Ben just spoke about, United had a big win in the transfer market, 85 million. They saved 35 million from the price last year. Was it a year too late? Maybe would have made a difference. Probably not. United finished second last year. We'll take that. Probably would have done better. So I'm happy with this.
Let's see. But we have a different agenda today.
Yes.
What are we going to talk about, Rohan?
As always, Ben, we talk about the 5 most interesting stories of the sports tech world. And I'm trying to bring Euros into every angle. We've got at least one football story to talk about, which we'll end with. But no, this is sports tech and technology and news. And Ben, you're going to kick off with something from tennis.
Yes, sir. Taking one step back, though. First of all, we're talking about NFTs, non-fungible tokens, my favorite topic. So that is a good start. And you might have heard like the name Beeple before, which is like the superstar of the NFT world, because he has sold a digital piece of art for $69 million earlier this year. And exactly that guy, Beeple, has launched a platform, which you see here, which is called VNew, together with a bunch of other guys, and they're focusing on the careers of athletes and also musicians, I believe, and they're kicking things off with this Andy Murray collection. So first of all, we find it great that someone like Beeple, who's clearly like the influencer in the NFT world, sees value in sports-related NFTs. And then coming to tennis, we also think that it's a cool pick to feature Andy Murray's historic Wimbledon victory in 2013, I think after almost 80 years of wait for the British population to celebrate another Wimbledon winner from their country. So they chose this epic day or event. And what we also like is, I mean, there are different editions, like the typical thing with NFTs. So you can buy this super rare, because there's only one of them, winning moment video, but you can also like go more on the cheaper end and buy one of those 500 editions of the tournament highlights. But the cool thing is, with the first 2 brackets, let's say, there is a really cool experience included as well, which includes, for example, a 30-minute session with Andy Murray at the All England Club.
Oh, wow.
And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and 2 tickets, center court tickets for the Wimbledon final in 2022. So
okay, nice.
That one is going to be a big one and probably very expensive. I have not figured out yet how to check what the price currently is, but it's only running for 1 more day. So that is a cool one.
So you don't even know what the highest bid is right now? Is it a bid? Is it auction, yeah?
Yeah, it is an auction. But I guess you have to, it says verify funds. So I have to confirm that I have some whatever currency they're taking. And then I probably
millions of ETH that you are holding onto, Ben, in your MetaMask.
Yes, exactly.
Don't play shy now.
You're right. And then also the second bracket is interesting. You cannot play against him, but also those come with 2 center court tickets for next year during the first 10 days. So I'm actually planning to potentially check out this second bracket, because I always wanted to go to Wimbledon. And maybe this is my chance. So that is pretty cool. Before you comment on this, one more thing from the world of NFTs in sports is this one here, it's Juventus Turin actually publishing an NFT, which is a signed jersey, home jersey for the next season. And it is not only an NFT, but also the physical jersey signed. And it comes with a VIP tour to Turin, and you get to meet the team and all of that. So you have this really nice VIP experience. Current bid is 5,100 US
It
dollar.
sounds kind of cheap. Then
Yeah.
I have to say, if you're going to do the whole thing, the VIP thing with the players and get a memorabilia, that sounds all right.
I'm sure there are people who would pay twice as much just to get one selfie with
Easily.
the man himself if he's not changing teams this summer. So both of them I find really cool because it's a nice combination of the NFT, the digital thing, and an offline experience. And now I'll let you speak.
Wow, a lot to pack. First thing, Ben, you realize you can just buy Wimbledon tickets without buying the NFT, you know? I mean, you can
but it's not so easy, right? They're very limited.
Come on, you can apply and you can get them. No, but it's a cool one. I like the idea. I was just curious about because the Beeple guy, what's his name, Max something? He's an American dude. Mike, sorry, yeah, Mike Winkelman, I think. He's an American dude, and I was like wondering, like the choice of Andy Murray was unique, was interesting for me. Yeah, there he is. I was sure there must be some backstory. They probably know each other. There has to for people to go start with Andy Murray, who is, of course, a big brand, but he's not the biggest brand, I guess. That was an interesting choice. I wonder what the connection there was. And the Juve one, also. Juve one, I was just surprised by the price. I think that's an interesting one.
I agree. I mean, no obvious tennis action in the team as far as I can tell, but I don't know, maybe.
But there must be something. Be something.
True.
All right, guys, as always, whoever's here, feel free to drop us a chat. Say hello. We always enjoy doing that sort of thing. Okay, cool. Ben, I'm going to take your tennis story and I'm going to raise you. I'm going to take your tennis sport and raise you some tech. You see, that's what I'm doing. AI and tech. Okay, this is actually a funny little story. I read it with a bit of skepticism. So there's this company, Freeview, which maybe British viewers would know. They're a TV platform where you can access all your channels, which are terrestrial channels. We can access on your smart TV and that. And they conducted a study, a company called Realize. Realize emotional recognition software. And this is what Realize is. Basically, it'll record people doing certain things and placing a scanner on their face. As you can see on this girl, it's recording data from your eyes, from your mouth, whatever. So recording a million data points and then ascribing emotions. It guesses with some level of accuracy, assumes how the person is feeling. Happy, sad, excited, so on and so forth. It's pretty new, but not super new. We've seen a lot of this is what happens in testing, especially with large studios when they're releasing movies and that. Anyway, so that's the setup. And what the study was on sports. And what they realized was that AI found that tennis is the most euphoric sport to watch, where viewers were 50% happier watching tennis than they were any other sport. And also, it goes on and on, but the funny ones, where more routine sports like equestrian, Ben, or synchronized swimming and gymnastics were the most tense, I guess, because nobody reacts. So maybe the AI doesn't really catch any difference. So people don't really, react to what's happening on TV. Formula One was the most shocking. Probably no surprises there. And boxing triggered the most feelings of disgust. I guess when you see the punch and go, ooh, and cringe and all that.
What about chess?
That was one. Chess, I think everybody just went to sleep. No, we joke. I love chess. Yes, I lost to Ben in one fluke match, which has never happened again. And he refuses to play me, even though I've challenged him 100 times.
That is not even true.
But yeah, it was a really interesting study. And football, in terms of engagement, football led the way with the most wide range of expressions. Probably no surprising because the emotions you go through when you're supporting a team, like I experienced on Saturday when England beat Germany. It's fantastic. No, sorry, not Saturday. Where was it? Tuesday. But yeah, it's really interesting study. At the same time, I was like, there was not too much information about the study, like how many people participated. Was it a controlled environment? So they were basically just recording people watching sports. Was it in their house? Were people in other places? So they did no background of the study, which is why I'm always a bit skeptical. But it's a fun little piece to know that tennis generates the most excitement, and equestrian sports and swimming, let's say, the least reaction.
Yeah, super interesting. It would be cool to have those little, let's say, test kits for yourself at home to see how you react. That would be funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, I like that they tested and what is the outcome, and then you, like you just did, think about why that could be and all of this. But just from hearing it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, it follows the logic. Like, I mean, the Formula One, because the crashes. You can imagine, like, your eyes go, oh, shit, this happened. And the box, you go, oh, the disgust. Like literally those kind of most instinctive feelings, and that's what the AI would catch.
One thought that I had, but maybe I'm wrong. That just get me guessing here. Maybe tennis is also the happiest sports, because I would assume that people not always have a favorite player and just enjoy the game itself. And then maybe that makes them happier, because they're typically very spectacular matches.
It's maybe not unfair to say that, in the sense that even if whoever you're rooting for, with whoever's playing, like, you appreciate a good shot, like whatever it is.
Exactly.
A pass down the line, a good volley, a drop, whatever it is, you were like, oh, that's amazing. So yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Let's see. You did not mention basketball, and that's reason enough for me to go for basketball.
Yeah, we will soon. Yeah.
We are speaking about Euroleague Basketball, and they had a so-called fan experience innovation channel, not channel challenge, Fan XP. And yeah, they were selecting a bunch of startups. I think we were talking about that before. And now they had, let's say, the final selection, and they decided on one winner. So there were, I think, 9 finalists or so. And they decided that Slate is the winner. And it's not so much for people who do sports, maybe a bit for people who watch sports. Just want to let you know what that is. So it is used by clubs, teams, whatever rights holder, to, as it says, create brand social content with ease. So it's a bit like, maybe you guys know Canva. So it's basically a tool that helps those clubs, leagues, teams post their stuff on social media. So maybe you have a nice picture from a game, from a player, or I don't know, from the audience, and then you use that. You put on your corporate identity, like nice graphics, and you can shoot it out to whatever social channel you have. And of course, that helps teams to push out content. And it's interesting to see who's already using it, and it's big teams. I mean, there's the Denver Broncos, Golden State Warriors, Tottenham Hotspur, Baltimore Ravens, and so on and so on. So it is already a very mature company, I would say. And it looks beautiful, looks super professional. So even your beauty content you can push with this. I found that interesting. Just one thing to add, what else, or the other companies that were involved in the final, are some that we might have talked about before. So just to go through a few of them briefly, Imagine AR is like an augmented reality overlay for your phone. So you take your phone, you walk around, and you see some additional information. Then we have Scenic. I think that's the solution British Telecom uses to have this watch together feature, where you can watch games together with your friends, and you see each other on your phone or whatever device you're using. And for example, there's also LiveDuel, the company of our good friend Will Martin, who we haven't seen in forever, but good to see that LiveDuel is still up and running, that they bring content like live shows to the audience surrounding games. So just to give you a little impression of what Euroleague Basketball was appreciating there. Any thoughts?
Yeah, live quiz games. Yeah, LiveDuel is really cool. Shout out to Will. Hey, if you have any idea that this exists. No, with Slate, I just wanted to add also, I think one of the things that they do really well is that they centralize the content creation also. So you have multiple people creating content at the venue, like different photographers and things like that, and they create one place where everybody can dump all that content. And then because all the content gets centralized, then it's easy for anybody else to pick it up as well. So operationally, I remember checking out their presentations and stuff. It's a really interesting problem that they solve, because there are tons of photographers and tons of content creators, official ones, without even in the fans, who are working at a sports venue. And then the social media guys were like, hey, I want a good picture. Where is it? Who has it? And like, no, we bring it all together, and then it's easier to distribute. So really good use case. I like the team slate.
And probably also for smaller teams. So if you out there run a small club team, whatever, I think also worth looking into. The other companies who offer something similar, like Content Stadium and the like. So there are a bunch of them out there. I think really useful if you manage those accounts.
Yep. I like it. Okay, quick one before we jump off. Suns versus who will it be in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, not surprisingly, I have to say it depends on Giannis.
No Trae Young, no Giannis for Game 5.
None of them.
Neither. It's literally going to be like the two stars are out, and it's going to be the others, as they usually refer to. And
I mean, I still believe in the Bucks because they have more experience.
Yeah.
And
but Lou Williams came off the bench in Game 4 for Atlanta and put on a clinic.
Yeah, the remaining ones, I think Chris Middleton is
should be a good one. Okay, moving on.
Cool.
Next story is Sportradar, who we actually, I think we covered this story, but I was trying to remember if we had, who were about to go public at the start of the year in a $10 billion SPAC. SPACs, we could talk about that in detail, but basically vehicles to help you get to IPO faster. They were going public. A $10 billion deal eventually fell through last month, but basically the really huge company do data and content for sports teams, and they launched it's kind of like a widget effectively, because that's what LiveLike does, which OTT broadcasters can overlay onto their stream. So Sportradar owns a lot of the quality betting, the content that is used for betting odds and stuff. And LiveLike, which is a company that we've actually talked about a lot on this channel or on our channels in the past, really cool experience. In fact, they were also acquired by another company called Cosm Immersive, which brings AR and VR and all these kind of really cool experiences to sports. So essentially, it was a combination of two very interesting pieces of tech. Somebody who's very strong on the data analytics, because they're a global provider of sports betting and sports entertainment products. And they work a lot with OTT platforms. And they create a partnership with LiveLike, which is a technology that transforms passive audiences into engaged communities through interactive experiences, which is an interesting sentence to unpack. But basically, they provide really interesting solutions that broadcasters can put onto their stream. So whether it's a betting widget that will appear at the bottom, whether it's a fan vote something, whether it's a live mini camera, they have a ton of really interesting products. And that's why they were acquired by Cosm, which does VR experiences, AR VR experiences outside of just sports. So two really interesting companies coming together to create what I expect will be a pretty interesting betting related product. Betting is something that we've talked about a lot on the show, and we've seen so much happen in this space, all in the US primarily. And just another good solution, I think.
Yeah, cool. Two things. One on the spec, it did not really fell through. They just decided to go for a traditional IPO. So
they pulled out of the SPAC, correct? Yeah.
So it's not that the IPO is off the table, that's just a different route. And secondly, I mean, we talked about embedding betting streams or content into content streams. But what I like here is what you also hinted at is LiveLike is really cool in those overlays. So the graphics they're providing is really interesting and really modern. So makes it really fun. It's not just like a data ticker coming there. It's really like colors and things popping up and all of that. So I'm curious to see what it looks like when it's live.
Yep. I like this one.
Alrighty, then speaking of colors and entertainment and all that, this fits to the Euros that are going on. And
But first question: have you ever been to a Top Golf venue?
no, have you?
No, I haven't either. But I've heard it's really quite a thing. Like it's this whole fun experience. They're expensive, but people like spend hours and hours there.
Yeah, let me find some. Well, let me
Yeah.
first tell you what this is
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Okay, good. So there is this company, TOCA Football, so not golf, so they're in football, obviously, and they have those football centers where you can play and have fun with your friends. And they, as the article says, raised 40 million euros to go for a Top Golf for soccer concept. So basically doing what Top Golf does, this is why Ron was mentioning it, just for football. And as you can already see by the picture, it is supposed to look really interesting and entertaining. So rather than just having a court with your normal goals and everything, you get like tech-supported, gamified environments. And this looks like one of those walls, like for example, Fun with Balls in Munich, where you have to fulfill certain tasks, like shoot the ball into certain areas of the wall and all of that. And all looks really interesting and fun. And yeah, what Ron was mentioning was that Top Golf is doing something similar. And I'm just trying to find a picture that would show what this would look like. Let me try if I can find one. Quickly, hope that works. So yeah, here, maybe see this one here on the right, maybe that gives an impression. So this is really turning something, the article actually said something that's almost dead, like a little bit too much, I think. They use golf as an example, and turning it into something really fun and entertaining. So if you look at this, like a bunch of friends hanging out, two guys or one woman and a guy on the driving range, and you have your screens there. So turning it into an entertaining social experience, I think that is the key. And this is what, yeah, Top Golf, not Top Golf, TOCA Football collected the money for. And yeah, we are curious to see what exactly those centers are going to look like. Yeah, but basically creating something where you can hang out with your friends, have drinks, food, watch some games probably, and play entertaining football games in between. That is the concept. What do you think? We will totally go for this, right?
100%. Turns out Vishnu Dikshit, who has joined our chat. Hi, Vishnu, a familiar name. He says that Top Golf in Dubai is actually really fun. Thanks, Vishnu. We appreciate it. I wonder what you're doing at Top Golf when you should be working, no? Don't you have some work to do? Don't you have some research, some tasks? Yeah, no, but all good. Yeah, no, I think that this is the standard thing that we would love to have a good day. Actually, it would be fun to have Vishnu and the rest of the team out for a place like this. And I think that football is I mean, imagine you're tricking, you're having a good time, you're also sweating it out a bit because you're kicking a ball around. It's maybe a bit more physical than just swinging a golf club. Yeah.
Maybe that's
yeah, maybe. And TOCA has a decent track record. I mean, they're pretty well known for their training centers and this techified training centers that they have across the US. They've raised money in the past for it. So they're moving out of training, which was their background previously. And now they're moving into more experience centers for, I guess, fans and people to just come and have a chill.
Exactly. Yeah, this is like a quick
Yeah.
view of their training centers. So already interesting. They also had those ball robots here and all that. So there was tech involved already, but I think now they're going or taking the next step. So yeah, really interesting. And they're global, by the way. So they're in Europe, they're in the US, obviously, and a bunch of other locations. So check out if there are centers next to you.
Do it.
Okay. Just before we close, a little bit of housekeeping here. So we started a bit earlier this week, as we announced last week, because I messed up some appointments. We are entering vacation season for the next 3 weeks, but we found a good solution, as we believe. So next week, I think it's just going to be me presenting the 5 topics, because Ron, unfortunately, is not in Portugal. Could do another episode on that, why he can't go. Probably going to be in Tallinn, right?
Yes, I am going to be in Tallinn. I just confirmed my tickets and
nice.
bookings today. I committed to something, Ben. Yes.
That's multiple other episodes. Okay, so next week it's just going to be me. The week after, we're going to take 1 week off. It's the only week where there's no show because both of us are on vacation. And the week after, Mr. Malhotra here is going to run the show alone. And then in 4 weeks, it's going to be both of us again joining and trying to entertain you a little bit.
So are you telling me that I'll only be able to celebrate England winning the Euros with you in 4 weeks? Is that what you're saying, basically? Okay, I'll find something to do.
The only time you can ever celebrate England winning the Euros could potentially be in 4 weeks.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. In Gareth we trust. I mean, long way to go. There's 3 more important games. We'll see.
Yeah, next 2 are easy, but then the final is tricky.
Nice. No easy games. No. Head down, execute. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Cool. All right. Vishnu is starting the beef here before we end it.
Yeah. Vishnu.
You're getting yourself in trouble, man.
he supported Germany. Come on. There's nothing happening with this. Vishnu, go home.
Good guy. All right. That's it for today. Have a good rest of the week, and I will see you next week and Ron in 3 weeks or so.
Yep.
See you guys.
Ciao.